Hi, Gems. Welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
So today we're going to jump back into a group that we've already covered, B.A.P. Unlike our part 2 of Astro, we won't be doing a complete history deep dive. Instead, we're going to focus on some videos that we think should have been in the previous episode, but we had to sacrifice in the end. I believe that B.A.P. is still our longest episode, clocking in at like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was really long, but we love to yap about them, which is great because they definitely deserve more recognition.
Oh, 100%. Especially since we just did 2 p.m. last week. B.A.P. was kind of the direct successors of that Beast Idol concept that 2 p.m. started.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because like we mentioned so many times before, you see the trend of second gen at the time being a little bit more on the feminine side, a little more cutesy, that sort of thing. And then when 2 p.m. came out, it definitely turned heads. And then as we got more into third gen, it's becoming a little bit more quote unquote common to be a little bit more masculine, like leaning into it a little bit more.
Yeah, and then of course Astro kind of broke that by going back to the cutesy flower boy concept and all that. But
yeah, no, for sure.
So for those who are unfamiliar, we will do a really quick rundown of the group. If you want something more in depth, please check out part 1, which will be linked down below.
Awesome.
I also did this to prevent Anne from premeditated arson against B.A.P's former company. Definitely at least go watch that part of that episode.
It was literal fire, okay? It was just me smack talking the whole time for 5-10 minutes. It was real bad.
Something like that, yeah.
We went more into detail of the lawsuit of that whole thing, so.
But yeah, at least go watch that. I feel like we need to make that a YouTube short because it's just Anne going off for a company that doesn't even exist anymore.
They did bad on My Girl Secret, okay? And they did bad on B.A.P. So my money went towards them and it just went poof. All right, it went poof twice.
I think you're going to get really upset with one of the videos because I have some facts about it and I feel like that's going to trigger you.
It probably will, honestly. But continue on. Let's get into this rundown real quick.
So quick rundown. B.A.P, which is short for Best Absolute Perfect, is a South Korean boy group formerly under TS Entertainment, consisting of 6 members: Jungkook, Himchan, Jaeyoung, Daehyun, Jungkook, and Zello. They debuted on January 26th, 2012. So this is way early back in third gen.
Way back then, yeah.
They debuted with their single Warrior. Considered to be the pioneers of the third generation bad boy concept, B.A.P debuted with a hip-hop rock-inspired sound that was vastly different from the cute and bubbly boyfriend concepts of the second generation. This would be followed by groups such as BTS, EXO, and Monsta X. And again, technically, 2 p.m. was the first one to do this.
For sure.
B.A.P would sue TS Entertainment for slave contracts, citing unfair pay distributions. Ultimately, the courts sided with TS Entertainment, and B.A.P would be required to continue work under the company. On August 23rd, 2018, Jungkook announced that he would not be renewing his contract. The other 5 members would follow suit soon after. In a surprise, B.A.P will return as Bang and Jung and Yu and Moon on June 12, 2024 with new album Curtain Call. Zello did not participate due to military enlistment, and Himchan did not participate due to SA charges filed against him in January of the same year. So, bad boys, pioneers, lawsuit, lost, Himchan's gross. There you go.
That's so sad. Literally it, which is so sad because I think I also said in the last episode that Himchan was my bias, and now every single time just like, so if y'all judge me on the last one, me saying, man, Himchan's so fine. Okay, he was fine. All right. It's just his personality sucked and decided to do bad things. So
yeah. Pretty much. That's how that goes.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes. And I mean, let's be honest, all idols are very attractive their own way. So like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? So, oh, wow.
I believe the exact words were, Him-chan, why you gotta be a creep? Because you so fine.
Yeah, pretty much. That was me the whole time. The whole music video watching of it. That was me. My God.
So, of course, we don't support Him-chan in any of the decisions he made.
We do not.
But we can't talk about the group without talking about him. It's not like the other gentleman, the other man from NCT. There's so many members that we can easily not talk about him, but Him-chan was very prominent in the group, took over as leader when Jungkook had to leave because of his mental health.
For sure, yeah.
But we here at Wonderful Beauty 100% do not support anything that he's done since disbandment.
Right, for sure.
So we're just going to watch a couple of videos, like I said, give a little information about them. It's going to be a short episode. We'll do this a couple more times for some other groups that we mentioned. Astro just got special treatment because they're one of my favorite groups. Plus, that episode was the dark era where we weren't exactly great at editing. So I wanted to give them a proper redo.
For sure, yeah.
So unintentionally, the videos we've chosen have fallen into three categories. We have the cinematic era, or as Anne would say, the criminal era. We have the vocal focused or acting a fool era, and then the mature era.
Nice.
So we're going to start off with B.A.P's track No Mercy. While it's not as cinematic as their previous comeback, Power, No Mercy was marketed as their pop boy concept. Coming from the term pop girl, the term refers to a female trendsetter. B.A.P wanted to redefine the tough or beast idol image. Instead of criminal activity, they focus on street fashion as well as the fusion of hip-hop with Korean traditional instruments, particularly the samulnori, a traditional Korean percussion instrument. Him-chan was the driving force behind the decision since he attended a traditional music high school and specialized in traditional instruments. Another massive standout were Jungkook and Zello's rap verses. While most K-pop was performed in a Seoul dialect, Zello and Jungkook instead rapped in the regional Saturi dialect.
For sure.
Which would be more, I believe I read that's like more their home area.
Yeah, so Saturi just pretty much means it just means dialect, like loosely translated, it just means dialect. So I forgot where their hometowns is, but they pretty much just rapped in their hometown Saturi.
Yeah, I know it starts with the G, that's all I know. It's a long name and it starts with the G.
Gyeon something Sue or something like that. I just watched Culinary Wars. Come on. Off my head.
Gyeonsong?
Oh, Gyeonsong. Okay, yeah.
Google says that Saturi reflects regional speech patterns most famously in Gyeonsong and Jeolla provinces.
Yeah, in every region in Korea, if y'all don't know yet, is that they have their own dialect. It's just like, so we know China is super massive type thing. And obviously their main language would be Mandarin Chinese and then Cantonese Chinese as well.
Right.
Which is like, well spoken everywhere. But then if you go to like the rural areas, the countryside, then there's different dialects as well. So my husband is from a very small town at the time, and their language is close to being dead because it's so unknown now, I believe. Right. So it's rare to find people that actually speak their dialect of type of Chinese, which is very close to almost like a mix of Taiwanese a little bit, which is why I can understand his grandmother a little.
Interesting.
And other words that cannot even understand what it even is, but because I know a little bit of Taiwanese, I can use like context clues to figure out what grandma is saying half the time. I'm just like, yeah, grandma, sure.
That was me with your grandma with the 5 words I knew in Mandarin. I was like,
Smiling, nah, she loves me. No Mercy. No Mercy is actually my favorite song.
It's really good. I can see why. I love that they bring the whistle back from Warrior.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the whistle is actually their fan thing.
I remember you saying that their first fan kit or something came with it.
Yeah, and then what's cool is that Babies, the fans,
stupid fandom name,
but they actually are able, along with light sticks, they're able to purchase whistles as well, like official whistles, and as part of their fan chants. So even though they include the whistles in the music backtrack during the music shows, the fans are also able to blow it because it's part of the fan chant. I think they're, when they give you the script for it or whatever, to say when and what and when or whatever, it will actually say the word whistle here, whistle here, whistle here.
Because fan chants aren't difficult enough, but add musical instruments to it. Oh, the dancing. The crumping.
I know, right? They thought they were so cool.
I feel like outside of maybe Power, this is probably, if you were a casual listener of just K-pop, this would probably be one of the songs you would know, just not know it was B.A.P. This One Shot and Power, I feel like they're like casual listener songs.
Especially this part right here, the boom clap one.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows this part.
It's like the breakdown at the end of Fantastic Things.
Yeah, for sure. Which just is kind of which is kind of related to this. A lot of people did compare B.A.P over to Big Bang, because you have Pinchan, who has a deeper lower register along with Jungkook. They're comparing over to like T.O.P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's just so many comparisons to it, but I think... I'm sorry, I'm distracted because you're dancing. I'm just like, yeah. Anyways, but I mean, you always want to compare these new groups at the time, right, to the older groups, the generation before them and everything. But I think what B.A.P does great, that Big Bang, has already established as like the groundwork of hip-hop into K-pop type thing,
right, is
that B.A.P also leans over to like more rock, more masculinity type thing, because every once in a while when you look back to the Big Bang's music videos, songs, fashion choices and everything, theirs is a little bit more like eye candy friendly, if that makes sense, whereas like B.A.P, they're just like more like gangster. They don't really care about their looks in a sense. So
well, it's like that one influencer said that they weren't just members of a K-pop group, they were each their own like fashion group, each individual member was.
Yeah, for sure.
It's wild to see baby B.A.P, especially because we've gotten Gone, their music video together.
Yeah,
now that they're all adults and in their
tiny,
30s.
Right, exactly. Every time I see Zello, I'm just like, you don't look like that anymore, baby.
No, and it's wild because Zello's all tatted out now. He's got his piercings. I'm like, what happened to the kid that they kept giving blonde perms to?
Yeah, so it's really crazy. Is that so obviously you watch these idols, through your computer screen on your phone and all that stuff, right? So and then you see Zello grow up, because he was still a kid at the time, and he grows up as the years progress, the albums keeps coming out, that sort of thing. Right. Then I saw them live when they came to Grand Prairie, and he was like tall, like you see on TV, you're like, yeah, I can see that he's tall, like whatever, he's taller than his members, that sort of thing. But then you see him in real life, and you're like, wow, he's really tall. Like he went through this growth spurt, and you don't even realize it until you see it in front of you, and you're just like, oh wow.
Well, yeah, he was only 14 or 15 at debut, because I know that a lot of companies, even though he was really talented at dancing and rapping, like they didn't want to take the chance on him because he was so young. But I can imagine that's gonna suck for the other members. Imagine having this baby in your group, and then all of a sudden, baby's taller than everybody else.
No, really, you just like grew up, and you're like, "What's up?"
It's like when you go back and watch old 17 content, and like Woozy was actually taller than Hoshi, and then Hoshi went.
Who is his damn?
Because Woozy just stopped growing at that point.
Hold on. The coffee got to her.
Oh, probably all those late nights.
All the caffeine hits. Yeah,
which we should mention. I don't know why I didn't do this in the introduction, but while we're talking about Zello, at the time of third gen, Zello was actually the fastest rapper in the entire mainstream K-pop industry, which is again impressive for his age. I know that since then he's been beaten by, I think, RM And I think Changbin currently holds that record.
Yeah, for sure.
I was actually surprised to find out that Ju Honey actually doesn't even crack the top 10 of like fastest rappers. But I guess because he gives so much passion and stuff, I always thought he was rapping a lot faster than he was. But unfortunately, Honey does not hit that tier.
I think it also has to do with like words per minute and then like how fast they're delivering it too as well. So
they do it by syllables per second or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because that's a lot of syllables you're gonna have to hit into that 1 second because it's so fast. So
a good example of that is their debut, because Zello has that rapid fire rap breakdown. Which is so funny to listen to when you contrast him with like Jungkook, because Jungkook is okay at speed. He's more of like the breathy, slow rapper, and then you have Zello over here, who's the kid who ate an entire pixie stick. Is like,
do you think that's how they do it? You just open your mouth.
Probably. I mean, well, because you see him now, and except for like when he's dancing, like when he's on interviews or he's live, he's so chill and laid back. But you go back and watch the videos, and he's just like
pushing a little back. Oh no.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. So this is considered to be B.A.P's masterpiece. One Shot music video is a high stakes story that continues their tough guy personas. The video was released February 2013, and at the time, it was the most expensive music video to ever be produced.
I can see that.
The budget was reportedly 1 billion Korean won, or roughly 900,000 USD.
Okay, TS. Okay, TS.
So now we know where Ann's money went.
my oh crap, how many? Okay, so tickets back then were about 150. Times that by 3 because I bought 3 tickets, so $450. So my $450.
The music video took over 100 hours to record using locations between South Korea and the Philippines.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then as we're watching this music video, you're going to see a lot of things they probably rented out too. And you're just like, well.
Yep. Oh, it should also be stated that this and the next video, just a content warning because they are kind of violent. The next two are definitely the core of like what B.A.P was about during that time.
Yes, for sure. How much did those girls cost, huh? Did they cost $1?
I mean, TS had the money for this, but they didn't have the money to pay their people.
Which is insane. Got money to pay for the girls, but not the boys.
Now I'm starting to think about the girls that were in the That's My Jam video. That was with Jungkook.
Oh no.
Oh, Zello had girl dancers in his part too.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry. Allergy season, man.
No, you're good. God damn it, Hinchan.
Let me tell something that you already know. You just get to rock to me.
I feel like this is a song that everyone definitely knows.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this is also like one of those things where you do the music video reaction, similar to like K-Will's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I remember the first time I watched this, I was like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, no, I showed this to Kiddo, and Kiddo was like, what? Oh no.
That little slither, I guess you could call it, because it's not really body roll. That is like Zello's signature move.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. That little move.
Because he does it in so many music videos where he'll like slither towards the camera.
It was like, my boy! Or no, they're boys!
The suggestive dancing.
Yeah, seeing this live was also crazy too.
So here's my question. Why are they demanding United States money for ransom?
Sure.
Okay, Zello.
Maybe they're in America.
노력도 없는 놈들은 당장 잠에서 깨 고속이 앉아서 높은 자리를 보내 이건 게임이 아닌 네가 실드를
Also, doing that move while rapping live is crazy too.
I mean, especially because if you hit the ground too hard, you risk, you know, knocking all that air out of your lungs.
Yeah, for sure. Man, how much did it cost to rent all those plates, TS?
The hangar itself, I mean, and then they have a Hummer, and that was when Hummers first came out to civilians.
I know. Yes, what are you thinking?
It's so weird to see Jungkook all skinny.
Oh yeah, I know. Like a little scrawny.
욕을 뱉어 지갑도 네가 떠올라서 기분이 걸어와게 바치 소리 질러봐 깨진 거울 속에 비친 내 얼굴 세상이 조각난 우리 사랑 같은 전부 지독한 이 절벽의 끝에 서서 너와의 기억들을 찢어버려 나
You know this video is old because it's the old $100 bills.
Yeah,
Before they added all the color and everything too.
Yeah, right? It's just plain.
I hate to be Jungkook's hairstylist in this video. He has had like 6 different hairstyles throughout the entire video.
And then the rest of them are all like almost the same. Like no style or little style.
It's just like a brush, a little bit of hairspray.
Right?
No, Daeyeon!
Man, Stella's face though. It's like, I'm ready to kill now. Oh, there's another thing that Kiddo also pointed out during this shooting scene. Stella was standing there the whole time. Why did he not get shot yet? You know, like he survived for so long.
In his defense, he's probably tired of being shot in every music video.
And we're gonna make him survive for another 10 seconds.
Ooh, that scene just reminds me of that scene from Jungkook's pre-debut, and I Remember.
Yeah.
How it's like everyone's dead, Matoki.
Matoki! Palate cleanser! Romance is
I love how they incorporate their other songs into songs.
I was gonna say that too, because I do like that. So you have a little snippet of like almost every song on that album.
That's such a good video. I remember,
I know,
again, because I got
that.
into B.A.P so late, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, what am I watching?
I'm like, it's B.A.P. Just another day.
All right, so we're gonna finish out the cinematic or criminal era.
Criminal era.
So if One Shot was B.A.P's masterpiece, then Skydive is considered to be the gritty sequel. Clocking in at just over 10 minutes, Skydive was the longest music video released in 2016. Not the longest music video in Kpop, because apparently Tiara just loved to have long-minute videos, and they were 4 or 5 parts.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and I think TXT has a 15-minute video or something, but in 2016, this was the longest video.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, second gen loved doing the whole storyline type thing because 2AM also had one too that they actually released along with their album. They also released a DVD of like one of the music videos and showed like obviously like the behind the scenes and everything and like the full cut of that one song.
Wow.
Music video, yeah.
They're like, we got storytelling. You're going to sit through it. Instead of a simple story, it is a psychological thriller that starts with a hit job and money heist that leads to Daeyeon's girlfriend being kidnapped and held for ransom. The film is filled with references and clues to which of the members was the mysterious ex and the puppeteer behind everything. This is definitely one of those, because, you know, I go back and rewatch every now and then. This is definitely one of those, like, you have to pay attention to what's going on. There are so many clues and references and stuff.
Can you imagine if somehow like this showed on like live TV? You can't even rewind back to be like, what?
Not back in 2016, you couldn't.
Exactly.
And apparently, like, while doing research, like, even, like, all the tattoos that, like, Jung-yup and Him-chan wear, like, because they all have something to do with, like, Russian mafia and stuff like that, and all the words have meanings. I'm like, I don't have time to deep dive into this. This video is already 10 minutes long.
Right? It's like, you already doing the lore of it. Now you're going to do more lore of it? No.
Right. I wonder how much this opening cost.
Yes, I need you to... I need you to just... But at least this time they're filming... I feel like they mostly filmed in Korea for this one, though. They didn't travel out to the Philippines or wherever.
I don't think so. This is a very outside... Because most of the sets are like warehouses and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they probably just kind of stayed in one area, honestly. So... My God, TS, I swear. You're dead. I'm just like, man.
Zello, so young, got into the criminal life, so young.
I know, right? Man, these hyuns are bad influences. Yo, why are you burning money?
Okay, so while doing research, apparently he's trying to find out if the bills are marked, and the way to do that is by burning one of the bills.
Okay, so they have to sacrifice.
That way, I guess it can't be traced back to them. Are you even old enough to drink, Zello?
Yeah, no, really. You're still 15.
I was gonna say, would he have been 17 or 18 by this point?
Well, I think
maybe 19.
Drinking is 18 though, so.
Not anymore. It's not.
Skydive, free fall.
Oh, I'm really sorry, Jae Young, for calling you Daehyun in the last video. I should have known that was you as the cop, considering you're my bias wrecker.
Alright.
Even though he's my bias wrecker, I focus so much on Jungkook because I was talking to Frankie, our friend Frankie, the other day, and I was like, all of B.A.P is attractive. Like, you know, you have the more boyish guys like Daeyeon, Jae Young, and
which one?
Jungkook.
Yeah.
You have the, anyways. I don't know why I blanked there, but then you have the more like. And then Zello's obviously a kid.
Yeah.
And then you had the more masculine, older men of Him-chan and Jungkook. But there's just something about Jungkook that I find to be that sets him over the edge over everyone else. I don't know if it's aura or what, but
I think it could be the eyes, honestly. He has sharper eyes.
Granted, I did find B.A.P through Jungkook, so that could have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just like a certain charm to it.
There's a certain charm to him, and I think part of it is also knowing that he's got this rough exterior, but he's also really soft on the inside.
Yeah.
Like, you know, of course, with his mental health and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then just like listening to Zello tell stories about how Jungkook basically raised him and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Jungkook racing Zello, and then SQ fooling Dino. A different type of racing.
You build characters in two different ways.
One was revenge, one was speak fondly of you.
Damn.
Dang. No, don't drink. It's bad for you.
I hate that I'm a bartender because I can tell what the bottles are. And sir, why are you getting drunk on Crown Royal? At least go for the Woodford Reserve that was in front of you.
That's what you get. You get bad hangover.
Especially on whiskey. Been there.
Hey, yo, you missed the middle.
I love this scene where it's like, it could be any of them.
Yeah.
And then Zello just leaning into it like...
I was saying this is our whole
Zello's like, what, bitch? Maybe it is me.
Let's find out. Let's play a game. We love Zello, by the way, you guys.
We do. He's my other bias wrecker in B.A.P. along with Young Jay.
I know, right? I was going to say he's my record too. Yeah, no, this is definitely only filmed in Korea because, you know, TS running out of budget probably.
Probably. They spent all your money on that yacht.
Spent on all that one girl. He's like, don't think I won't.
So this is random, but I noticed Jungkook didn't have his mole on his nose in the last two videos. So I'm wondering if it was something that developed later on, or if they were covering up early on in his career.
Covering up, honestly.
I know that's a random thing to notice, but that's always something that stuck out with Jungkook with me, and the fact that he's got a little gap in his teeth.
Right. I mean, if you ever happen to look very closely, I'm sure, like, if you zoom in, maybe you can probably see, like, a little bump of it. But, I mean, Korea's makeup and how they do the cover-ups and everything is really, like, on point, so... Man, they did him Chan wrong with this hair, though.
I mean, he's got the same hair as Daeyeon.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's just a little bit, like, you can see through the left, or to his, the left that we're facing him. It's, like, a little more.
It's a little
it
asymmetrical,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's, like, not cut properly.
I couldn't imagine, like, the sensation of being a baby when this first came out.
Random breakdance. Not near the trash, man.
Did any of the members ever go into acting? Because Daeyeon is doing a great job.
I don't think they ever did, and if they did, it's not a major role. It may be just like a small cameo, but more than likely it might be just them playing themselves type thing. You know, like as a joke, you know, there's be like an idol that shows up for like 2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Because,
I
mean,
don't think they ever did acting.
in these cinematic videos, they are giving it all.
You know what, TS? Why did you put them in acting? Maybe you can make some more money back. I'm just saying. Sponsorships.
Mm-hmm. Parkour!
Say parkour?
Matrix!
Sorry, every time I think Zella, I just can't help but just laugh because she's just such a baby. Damn.
I know, it would have been the responsible thing to, like, leave him back at the warehouse or something. But no, let's drag the baby along. Ooh. I forgot about that.
I know, right? I forgot about that part. Literally us at Call of Duty. Even though we get shot down, we still shooting.
Oh yeah, that was me back when I used to use the Semtech. I'm like, oh, you're coming after me? So how did you feel finding out your man was the betrayer?
I know, right? Man, crazy. God, Hinchan, I just want to punch you in the face.
If Aunt had a time machine, she'd go back in time, punch him, Chan, tell him not to be a creep, and then burn down TS.
And everything will work out in my favor.
Oh, man.
God. Yeah, I forgot how cinematic that music video is. Song's really good, but I think the music video itself took over the whole
puts it
song
over the
itself.
edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's why I had to ask. I was like, man, have any of these men ever acted? Because they do such a good job in these cinematic videos.
If they did, it's just a short cameo as probably like a comedic relief type thing, maybe, but they never went into acting. Which TS missed opportunity.
I mean, I just couldn't, especially you being a baby, like getting to the end and then finding out that it's your bias who was the one who had killed everyone. And I was reading comments while watching this the first time, and a lot of people were like, Jungkook was the perfect person to be the betrayer because he's in all his videos, he kind of steps back. He's very shy.
Yeah.
You know, he's just the main dancer.
Yeah,
and so
for
nobody,
sure.
like,
No
I
one
can
would
see
think.
people suspecting Jungkook, you know,
For
him,
sure.
Chan, even
Yeah.
Zello.
Yeah.
Of course, Zello was like, yeah, it's me, and what? Like, but I do think it was a smart choice.
I can't take credit.
But I think it was smart to use Jungkook instead.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so moving on from grit, crime, and violence, we're going to focus on some happier concepts.
Cleanser.
As seen in Part 1, B.A.P wasn't just the tough guy gangsters. They were able to shift to a more vocally focused group and even act as fools, as seen in Don't Stop. Which, if you haven't seen that one, go watch that video. That's so stupid.
Oh, yeah, no. I think we just laughed the whole time. I don't think we even reacted or said anything else, but we just laughed at Jungkook the whole time.
And talked about how that would be Kevin, 100%.
Oh, yeah, no. Every single scene, we're like, that's Kevin. Nope, that's Kevin.
So starting off this section, we have Where Are You? Anne wanted this in the last episode, but we replaced it with Don't Stop to show them acting as absolute fools while showing off their vocal talents. Where Are You is a complete 180 from the last 3 videos. Instead of focusing on large cinematic crime story, the members are instead seen traveling around the streets of London. This sees them visiting cafes, trinket shops, and even riding the famous double-decker buses. The music video takes on more of a travel vlog style video. We get to see a bit more of their foolish antics, and Where You Are also shows Zello and Jungkook rely more on their vocal talents instead of their intense rap verses. Which is something we always like to see. Like we mentioned in Mamamoo about like how Moonbyul is a fantastic vocalist, but they very rarely use her to rap, to do anything besides rap.
Yeah, for sure. And so one of their label mates, Secret, which is their sister group, they who is it? Jiyeon, she is one of the main vocalists for Secret, and she came out with like a couple of solo albums. I think for her first solo album, she featured Zello, and and her songs is not like hardcore. It's more like pop, ballad at times and everything. So even when she had Zello as the feature, he sang a little, but then he rapped more. Same thing when I think B.A.P as a whole also featured, or it was just Jungkook. Again, rapping, not showing up vocals at all. So it's rare for even those two to show up their vocals, even on like a ballad track or anything like that with Jiyeon. So
I mean, even with Jungkook's solo stuff, like he's got some slow jams, you know, some vocal tracks, but he'll usually break into like a rap or something at some point.
Yeah, rather than singing. Yeah, no, for sure. Especially, I mean, B.A.P doesn't have much ballad songs, but even during their very few ballad songs, they're still shown as rapping. They don't even sing at all. So because they mainly focus like on Daehyun and Jungkook and everyone else.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, every time I see this logo, it's one
emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Oh my gosh. There's another booth, you guys. There's another
I know, right on the other side. Have you ever noticed it?
And over here, he's gonna do like a love symbol.
Well, now we see tall Zello.
Yeah. Went through that growth spurt. That's why he's in the back.
I do like to see when Jungkook acts a fool because he's so serious in all of his videos.
I know, right?
When I saw him live, the only time that he wasn't serious was when he talked to the crowd. And he's been in the industry for, what?
Oh gosh, since
14, 15 years now, give or take?
Yeah.
And the only English he knows is all the swear words, sexy and ladies. And so that's all he would say.
Sexy ladies.
That's literally what it was, and then he like lift his shirt up.
This is how I'm gonna get the girls.
It's just funny because, you know, he's such a recluse, he's such a hermit.
Right? What can I say to get by this concert really fast?
It was just funny because the guy that I guess was his DJ that was also his translator, and you could tell he was Korean American and not Korean, so he was struggling trying to translate what Jungkook was. Especially because, you know, Jungkook speaks in a different dialect too.
Right, yeah.
Stop it, Him-chan.
I know. I hate it so much.
It's wild to watch this video because I've actually been exactly where they are.
Oh, yeah. Really? I've been there.
I've never gone on the eye, though. That thing terrified me.
It looks way too big to get on. I'm just like, something's gonna happen.
It takes 30 or 60 minutes to go all the way around, I think.
Really? Wow, so it's a thing. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
God, he was so skinny back then.
See, and even though Jungkook is rapping here, it's more melodic versus what he usually gives. Embarrassed dad.
He's like, oh crap. Not him joining in. God damn it, Hinchan! God,
imagine walking out of your house or your shop and just seeing this happening.
God. I know, you're just like, what are these Asian boys doing?
You just do the Homer Simpson and go back inside.
It's like, I'm in the round time right here.
That's good.
That's one of my favorite songs because it's so chill, shows their dorky sides, also showcases their vocals a little bit more.
Right, I agree. And I just love when gangster groups act like fools. Like,
they're just softies.
Like, I love like the whole like stereotype of like, oh, the scary alpha leader, and then it's S-Coops being like, please don't zoom in on my butt, or
right, yeah, it's like I'm just a baby, like that sound type thing.
And then everyone who calls Jew Honey like scary because he does look very scary when he's on stage.
Oh no, especially when he like kind of has that like RBF face without even meaning to. I'm sure it's just his resting face, like just normalized. But then he's just like the eyes. I think it's just the eyes. It makes it's so sharp that it's almost like it's glaring at you the whole time.
Yeah, and so you see him, but then all of a sudden he'll take in a breath and smile, and then now he's the Prince of Agu, like
for sure. Kind of like on the same subject. Kiddo and I started watching this reality dating show. It's a Japanese one called Badly in Love, which is a bunch of like delinquents. They used to do something really bad back in the day, and now they turn for the better. They have like stable jobs. They're doing good in society or type thing. They can't find love because they're all tatted up. They're like gangsters or whatever type thing. They look mean or whatever. When they're around the kids, softies. So there's all like they act like a kid themselves, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so sweet. They're just babies."
I always like seeing that when you got a tough guy, and then all of a sudden a kid shows up and they start melting.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to do "Save Me" as the next video because we mentioned that song so much,
so many times. Yeah,
and it was of course featured in 1004 Angel. But there's not an actual music video for it, which is criminal because that is like for me that is peak like vocal B.A.P. So I gave Anne the choice. We actually substituted out Skydive instead. But we did have another goofy video for you guys. "Feels So Good" is often considered a rebirth by Babies. Stupid name. Their second comeback following their long hiatus due to their legal battle with TS Entertainment. "Feels So Good" discards the black and dark aesthetics the group had been known for and decks the members out in pastel colors. While Young, Wild, and Free was seen as a power anthem to show that TS hadn't broken B.A.P, "Feels So Good" was instead about the joy of them being together again. Young produced the song and wanted to move away from the message-heavy songs and instead wanted to make a song that people could just dance to. Funnily enough, the choreography actually won first place at 1TheK's dance cover contest at the time.
It did. I remember that. So random. I was like, okay, sure.
So if you guys thought "Where Are You" was cheesy, this is way worse. This is just you let the group of boys out to do whatever they want without supervision, and they took complete advantage of it. This is more along the lines of "That's My Jam."
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's also kind of like fan service in a sense because of that whole legal battle thing. They're probably like, we're just gonna give them something that makes them feel good because like we're like everything's okay, everything's fine, so
it's just sad that this song comes off of one of their least popular albums because I know a lot of people do not like Carnival.
Yeah,
but this song is so good.
Either. It's really good. Their B-sides are good. I think it's just the way how they promote it or something. I just don't remember, but I really didn't like that album. I don't think there's just not many hits. Maybe that's what it was, or maybe it's just. It could be also the fact that after that whole legal battle, it left some bad taste in Baby's mouth, honestly, because I mean it was brutal. It was so brutal.
Oh yeah. Well, and I can also see it kind of being because again, you go back from this long hiatus of this legal battle, and they released this like almost metal track.
Yeah,
being like we're still here. TS may have won, but they didn't break us. And then the next album is all just happy-go-lucky, goofy songs.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I'm sure people still want like even though B.A.P may be trying their way to like cheer their fans up. You still want that old sound, to say that we're still here type thing. So I think also that change may have lose some fans, or fans just are not in the fandom anymore. Because also when you're going through a legal battle and you've been in this kind of this long hiatus, you do lose fans because let's be honest, K-pop groups is all fan based.
Yeah.
Once you lose that interest, that's it, you know?
No, I agree. I mean, we discussed it in Astro, and we're kind of seeing the opposite happen with Mamamoo. Because we got a lot of comments on our Mamamoo video that people didn't know that they were having a comeback, that they didn't know that there was a world tour happening.
Right.
And like they were just happy that we were like shining a light on one of their favorite groups, and how a lot of them even said like they had forgotten about the group, but like watching our video had like rekindled that love that they had for the girls.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's just how they promote. It comes down to how the company is promoting your group. But the fact that B.A.P just got off of this legal battle with TS, you're like, I don't want to support TS, but I want to support the boys. But they're still with them. So it's definitely a love and hate type of feeling too, because you're just like, what do I do in this situation? I still love B.A.P, but I don't like how the company has treated them, and it definitely left a sour taste in my mouth. So it's like, what do I even do, you know? So
right, no, I agree. But hopefully this song and video will cheer you up instead.
And not set fire to the building of TS. Okay. I say that and TS logo comes up.
Well, it's weird that they started off with, because when they first started, the TS logo was always at the end, and now it's at the beginning.
It may be like the thing where it's that switch of that progression where they've now show the company's logos all in the beginning. Now it used to be at the end for a lot. Now it's just changed to the front now. Like same with like Big Hit.
True.
Well, 17 still is there in the back end though, but oh well. Oh, that move. God, he's so tall. It's just legs.
He's like, what, 6'2", 6'3", or something like that?
I know. Man, you gotta hurt your teeth doing that. Just saying.
The rat tail. Why Jungkook? Why the rat tail?
Which stylist did it? She didn't get paid enough. Literally break into a store and start ruining things.
I like that paint splash that they have in Solo's hair. It's really aesthetically pleasing, and also kind of like, you don't see something like that, and the colors change in different scenes.
Yeah. Fits like whatever aesthetic it's in.
I wonder if that's their manager.
You don't think they will notice you?
That has to be their manager.
I mean, it has to be, man.
See, and I'm just over here like, God damn, Jungkook.
Over here like a cat.
Now, who put Zello in overalls and a turtleneck?
Leaning to being fashionable. Dorks, all of them.
Also, that is a very large dressing room. I'm just gonna say, or photo booth, whatever it is.
Death. They're not like squished in or anything. They're standing.
Oh man, I love that video.
That was really cute. Yeah.
It's not as good as that's my jam, but it is definitely great.
Yeah,
but I can also see how, like, if you're all excited for B.A.P to come back after the legal battle, and they release a song that's very reminiscent of the old sound, and all of a sudden they release that, I can see how you'd be like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, because, like, obviously being through the years of progression, all this other stuff, yeah, that one, like, it's a good song, but it's kind of like, you're like, meh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, but compared to what they have built up so far in their career, you're just like, eh. Like, it's a cute song, and it's cute, but it's meh.
I feel like maybe if they had released that after the lawsuit and then had followed up with Young, Wild, and Free, it may have done better. Just to, like, show babies, like, hey, we're happy, we're, you know.
We're good, and then show the other one. Yeah, I think that maybe they change it, but yeah, I just think after that whole legal battle is when it was almost like the downfall of B.A.P in terms of, like, people are not wanting to wait. It left a sour taste. And then all these things that came after it, you're just kind of like, well, because by that time it would have been, when did this come out? 10 years ago, so 2016. So, I mean, by that time, you already have moved on to the other third gen groups that are already coming out.
Right.
And because of 2PM and then B.A.P, at that point, you already have, like, Monsta X, you have BTS, who are also following that same footsteps of the more beastly idols, more hip hop, more rock, or whatever. And then they're still going, and they're new too. You're focused on them now. You're not focused on B.A.P.
You're trying to fill that gap that B.A.P left, and then now you're in curiosity. You're focused mainly on them.
Yeah, and you know, they're new, they're shiny. You're gonna be so much more into it, right, to them rather than over to B.A.P, who's been in the game for so long by this point. So
right. I mean, because after the legal battle, they only had 4 albums after that, I think.
And even then, it's not even like full albums. That's the thing. They're just mini albums. So it's not enough to satisfy the fans, I think, in that sense too.
I can get that. And then especially because I can't speak from experience because I don't live over there, but I don't know if there was as many not legal options to, support B.A.P, but not TS. To give to risk killing your computer at the same time, like we did in America. Not that we ever did that,
but yeah. And then on top of that, B.A.P just didn't get much sponsorships, I believe. So there's nothing to even kind of support outside of that as well. So you can only do so much. So I just think it's just the fans or just the demographic at that time. People just kind of focus more on the more shinier things, which would be Monsta X, 17, whoever debuted in 2015, 2016. And BTS is on their merry way to getting more and more popular. And then so is EXO and everyone else. So it's just like you're focused on the more shinier things, and then poor B.A.P is left behind because of this huge thing.
Right. Well, to wrap things up, the perfect follow-up, Honeymoon symbolizes peace and healing. Set in the Jeju Islands, the music video sees the members using the outdoors and white flags to symbolize their freedom and surrender to their true selves. This music video holds a special place in the fandom's heart, as it was their last comeback where the members were truly healthy and happy before enlistment and contracts ended. I believe that this... Before I say that...
Heard Bane outside. I was like, what?
Okay, yeah. So this album actually came out after Rose, which is where Wake Me Up would come out. So this would kind of be, this would definitely be their last,
be the end,
and probably the last time that a lot of babies saw Jungkook, because that's when he would start retreating from the spotlight.
For sure. Man, 8 years ago. Jeez.
I mean, their comeback was 4 years ago.
Good God.
Or 2 years ago.
Felt like forever, honestly.
Sungkwon, why did you ever leave this place?
So I can fulfill my dreams of being an idol. You're like, fair.
Fair, but I mean, just look at this. I like that reference with the pills, that reference back to Wake Me Up.
Yeah, and the little thunder clouds as well, like the darker times. I like how they did his hair in this one too, though.
That like ombre uniform.
Little shimmer.
There were some choices though.
One,
I don't know what's worse, Jungkook's or Himchan's.
The little like silver and pink in there too looks really good.
Let's talk, it's about time. 다음에 쏠려본 진리로 With the royal hand about time. 지금 난 접수 받아처리 하는 미원 진실 없는 외면하니까 너 justify 우리는 깃발 same shit on different day. 현실이란 단어의 초점 피할 수 없다면 가는 대로 해 모든 is okay. 지금 네 생각에 맡겨 홀리day.
Well, those fish are dead.
Fish.
You can't put goldfish in salt water.
He has to, pour it onto the ground.
Okay, Jungkook's hair's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was a mullet, which I mean technically it is,
Yeah,
but I thought it was a lot worse.
Yeah.
I wonder if they knew this was going to be the last one, because they definitely they seem to be giving more emotion while they're singing. Especially Jungkook.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, no, Himchan's hair is way worse. What is that?
Say, look at this. A downfall.
At least there's... Oh, no, because it looks like Jungkook's is also asymmetrical in the back.
Yeah, but it looks like they just, kind of haphazardly, attached it. They didn't, line it up, you know what I'm saying? They just kind of, stuck it in there.
Oh, yeah, this is where Jungkook had his tattoo. This is giving Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire the year nobody got a haircut.
Oh, yes. Everyone's looking a little, shaggy, a little. No one got the memo to do their hair before.
I kind of like that where Jungkook kind of leaves and he's off on his own, because to me that's kind of like a signal to babies, because he was the first one to leave.
Yeah,
especially with him struggling with his mental health and everything, just the symbolism of him kind of telling babies that he's going to step away.
Yeah,
but whoever styled Himchan, the ruffles, he
my
looked
God.
like the worst styled vampire in history.
I was gonna say too. And then that other scene, because in the forest you can't see it because he's obviously the one wearing that hat and the little hanging things are covering it, but the ones you see without
the handkerchief bandana.
Yeah. I was like, no.
I love that video. I love that song. It's such a nice, chill song. It does kind of give me Ribbon vibes, for
kind of
the
the
Beast
end
fandom
type thing. Yeah, for sure. But at least theirs is a little bit more. Theirs sound a little bit more hopeful. Ribbon just sounds like it ended.
Right. It was definitely had that melancholy, this is the end, we're leaving, but also but we're leaving happy kind of situation.
Yeah, have a little bit closure type thing. So,
right. All right. So that was a couple of videos that we think that B.A.P. everyone should see, whether they know B.A.P. or not. The one we actually wanted to include most of those in the last video, but again, it was already 2.5 hours long.
Yeah,
even if we had cut out all of Anne's birthday stuff, it still probably would have been 2.5 hours long.
It probably would have, because we kept ranting and talking about just every little thing, honestly, and especially since the deep dive, we went through the long history of B.A.P. as well.
Right. Any final things that you want to say about B.A.P, maybe to babies or new K-pop fans in general?
Yeah. God, where should I even start? First off, Tia sucks. But anyways, Tia, let me tell you, it's my second hate line. No, I think that B.A.P has done so much in this K-pop industry. I mean, we can give a lot of, props and credit to second generation, but the first intros to the third generation groups, I mean, that includes BTS, it includes EXO, it includes like Red Velvet, it includes a lot of groups, honestly. But I think that B.A.P being one of the beginning K-pop groups for the third generation, and how they kept their concept going of being more rock, more hip hop,
Right.
is definitely, it says a lot. Because I don't want to compare groups, but if you want to compare of the journey of like BTS obviously started more hip hop and like we're gangsters also as well, like criminal activities and all that stuff. But as BTS grew in popularity, obviously to the international world, they became more mainstream, is what my husband loves to call it, because he
Right.
said that like the BTS concert is obviously coming up. He's already like, oh yeah, so what are the chances of them doing the Super Bowl? And I was like, I don't think they can do the Super Bowl in the way that Bad Bunny would do it, where it's completely all in Spanish. For
Right.
BTS to do completely all in Korean, which we would love, like armies would definitely love that. But you can't do it because they had to put in Dynamite, they had to put in Butter, they had to put in Permission to Dance, all English tracks. So they became more mainstream. So I told my husband, I was like, armies would love it, but in this setting of them becoming more mainstream, I don't think that's even possible.
Right.
Also comparing B.A.P over to like Block B and Icon. Yeah, let's do Icon. So like Icon and Winner also under YG, they are known to be under YG, they're hip hop groups. But in the end, they're more into pop. While they try to uphold this concept of being more gangster and everything like that, it's not, it kind of stayed the same. The thing about Big Bang and what they're great with is that Big Bang is able to progress, and because they are self-producing idols, they have more control over it, whereas YG has control over Winner and Icon. I mean, granted, they do write their songs, some of them do, they're still under that company thing. At least with under TS for B.A.P, they have a little bit of control, or TS just has a little bit more smart marketing plan in terms of like keeping that B.A.P sound. So for B.A.P to continue that same concept also, but also progressing in terms of like lyrics and the messages they're saying out to how society in Korea that they don't want to talk about and all sort of things, and there's gang violence and they shouldn't talk about gang violence, but here we are. Right. But the things they contribute to the third generation is, I think, is amazing, honestly. And it just sucks that it was just poor handling from the company, they're not getting paid, that sort of thing. And B.A.P love what they do. I mean, they didn't come back to like recently the last 2 years because they need to make a little money, which is, this is not any shade to any group whatsoever, but seeing second generation groups coming back, like making a comeback, like Infinite, Shiny, Super Junior, a little bit of Girls' Generation for like one song type thing. U-Kiss also did a little bit of something. I mean, some of these groups coming back, I love it because it's kind of like a reintroduction of second gen fans being like, oh my god, they're coming back and all sort of things. Like, I'm excited for B.A.P, not B.A.P, I'm excited for Big Bang and all sort of things. But some of them you can tell it might be a money grab. Some of them you can tell it's actually for the fans, and some you can tell it's for the artists themselves to have this sort of like closure in a sense. Like, for example, G-Dragon coming back, I'm sure he's doing it for the fans, and he just probably thinks, you know what, now I think it's the right time for me to come back after all these things that's happened to us as a group, and also as me as an artist, with, police, saying that I did this and I did that. Like, this is my comeback as an artist type thing. And also for the VIPs as well. But B.A.P coming back kind of symbolizes them like they didn't get that closure they wanted in a sense. Because they were in this bad company of how they handle it. I mean, granted, they did stick with them for a little while longer, but contract rules. But I feel like a lot of babies, including me, just didn't feel satisfied in a sense, even though like Honeymoon is a great song to have a closure. I didn't feel satisfied with the fact like they could have done more. If they continue on, honestly, in the like how like Super Junior's doing, or even like Big Bang, that sort of thing, they would have still gotten bigger, honestly.
Yeah.
Along with EXO, they would have kept going bigger and bigger and bigger. But instead, they just kind of like fizzle out, which really sucks about it, because their songs and music is all different. It's different from like the pop and some other things. And we need more rock, honestly. Rock is so great for the K-pop industry, but you know, it's more K-pop in a sense. But yeah, I think them coming back is kind of like this closure and maybe hopefully continuation that all babies need. But I mean, we're still kind of waiting to see if B.A.P will also make one more comeback with Zello in the group. I see Zello's story, like he's in the studio and stuff, but there's like no progression, so we just never know.
I believe that he's working on solo stuff, but at the same time, Jungkook is also in the studio. So yeah, we don't know. Maybe it could be like a single they're coming back with or something, because I know that Jungkook mentioned that they do want to come back once Zello left the military. Which hopefully they get the rights to their name back, because I am not adding whatever Zello's last name is to Bang and You and Jung and Moon. Like,
adding on. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then like Yeonjae, I saw that Yeonjae has like his own solos and everything too. So it's just kind of like, when are they all going to come back as a group? I hope they do come back as a group, but if they don't, I think I'll be okay with it, because they did come out with like Curtain Call and everything. But I would love to have Zello back with them as well, because that is their maknae. That's their fastest rapper. That's their baby.
Well, right now, the only member that's really holding them back is Jungkook, because he just magically entered the military with no notice. It just like, I remember we were talking in between takes, and I was on Instagram. I was like, why is Jungkook bald and in an army uniform? Like,
yeah, I know, it's just totally random. Yeah, so I forgot about that fact too. So yeah, so hopefully they'll make a comeback. If not, as a baby, I think I might be fine with that. But it's just sad to see how much they have progressed in the industry, how much they bring to the table, and then in the end, they just can't or won't be able to contribute to this. And it sucks that these newer fans are getting to the K-pop world don't know them, which sucks. But hopefully this episode introduces some people to B.A.P, or maybe rekindle that as well, because I think B.A.P deserves all the credit and love. It just sucks that it's after the fact.
I agree.
Rather than right now.
So I definitely agree with everything you're saying, because one thing as someone who got into B.A.P later is I do agree that they do not get enough credit for what they did. And yes, it goes back to 2 p.m. introducing and being the genesis of the Beast Idol concept. But as we watched in the last episode, you know, they did stray away from, yes, they were still like masculine, they were still acrobatic, but their sound became a lot more of the JYP sound.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Whereas B.A.P, yes, we had Don't Stop, we had Where Are You, That's My Jam and all that, but they always had a signature sound. And it's like you said, they were able to keep that going. And, you know, I think because of them and their success that Monsta X was able to, because Monsta X went mainstream. Like they're the only K-pop group currently to have 2 full English albums.
You're right,
but Monsta X always goes back to their old sound, their old concepts. So like, while we had All About Love, you know, they came back with Gambler, which was very much more, it was pop, but there was also the hip hop element. It focused more on the gangster side of them. And even like In the Front, their newest comeback, like I feel like that one was very much more hip hop than it was like mainstream pop. Yeah. But we also kind of mentioned how, because B.A.P did debut with a more rock and hip hop sound, and they continued that throughout all of their comebacks in some form or fashion, that they allowed groups like Dreamcatcher to have, you know, a fan base. Pink Fantasy. I would even say even All Hours, because they're more that EDM rock sound than they were.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And the Beast Idol concept has continued since the 4th gen, like the 3rd gen that we're in the 4th gen. I mean, easily you could say that ATEEZ and Stray Kids are both Beast Idols in their own concept.
Right.
definitely I would say more 80s because they do focus more on the heavier sounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're not a lot more masculine, but they do present a more masculine image versus Stray Kids. Like, yes, even with Bang Chan being as big as he is, Changbin being as big as he is, you know, they do tend to style them a little more on the feminine side. And of course, you know, Felix and Hungjin do kind of ruin that Beast Idol image. They very much are more the flower boys.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of what they did would be possible if B.A.P hadn't essentially been sacrificed to the industry.
Yeah.
So I definitely, if you're a Extraordinary Hero, Stray Kids, or 80s fan, I would definitely give B.A.P a listen to. Monsta X, BTS, because like Adrenaline would have 100% been a B.A.P song. Like, could you imagine Adrenaline with Jungkook's gravel, like that growl that he does?
That would be so good, because that's the thing, is that at least with 80s, they only have Mingi, who would have like the lowest register of that whole group. Imagine it's Jungkook bringing it down even more. Imagine if it's even Him-chan, if he didn't do the essay, right? Then if he's still part of the group, he could also do that low melody as well too. Like that would change. And like,
think about that scene in the video where Sungkwan like rips up his arm with. Sorry, where Sungkwan rips.
Sungkwan doing it now.
But that scene where Sungkwan is like running his hands, his fingers up, and he's like ripping into his flesh. Like, imagine that with Jungkook's gravel, with his growl that he does in a lot of songs.
That would be really good.
I mean, even then, I mean, you have Daeyeon and Young Jae. Why do I keep mispronouncing his name? You have Daeyeon and Young Jae, who could easily have been inserted into San and Jungho's parts.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do agree that they don't get enough credit. Not only that, but they were doing kind of what Psy was doing during that time, where they were tackling subjects that no one else wanted to talk about. Psy was, of course, more about the government itself, whereas B.A.P, like, straight up, like, who else was singing about mental health back then?
Right, exactly.
And, like, yes, their videos were controversial, but I would say, like, Wake Me Up is probably one of their hardest hitting music videos, especially if you're someone who does struggle with mental health problems. And then knowing that that was written from Jungkook's own dark place. You know, I mean, look, you know, the only other thing I could really think about would be like maybe Skeleton Key by Jungyeon. And for Jungkook to take his pain, like his whole first solo album is just about his mental health struggles and all that. And even to this day, not even in just Korea, as a whole, you know, the human race, we don't like to talk about mental health. It's still such a taboo topic. And
for sure.
For them to, because that could have been a career ending right there. We could have ended with Wake Me Up. TS could have been like, you know what, you guys are not worth the money anymore. The money they're not paying them. You know, that, especially with that being kind of the departure of Jungkook from the group and Him-chan standing up as the leader. But like I said, I don't think that they give enough credit to B.A.P, especially these younger idols. I'm sure they do, because I know there's that one NCT member who is absolutely in love with Jungkook. And
I remember that
meeting Jungkook was the reason that he became an idol. But like, you know, you hear people say, because I know Monsta X has straight up said that 2 p.m. was a big inspiration of their concepts. You know, you hear a lot of people say that they want to be the next Taemin. Like Hoshi and Rocky have both said things like that. But I feel like a lot of these, I guess you can't really say newer or younger groups, but a lot of them I don't think have realized or have openly said that it's because of B.A.P and the sacrifices that they went through that they're able to produce this sound. Because we could have easily, after B.A.P, gone back to the Flower Boy concept, and we kind of did.
A little bit, you know, for some of them,
Astro being their Seidel dolls. Damon went more into the Flower Boy concept. You know, we did get a lot more mainstream pop songs,
by this point,
but, you know, because of what B.A.P, 2 p.m, BTS, Monsta X, and EXO did, you know, we're allowed to have more experimental groups, you know, pardon me, you know, we're allowed to have those hip hop focused groups. We're allowed to have the EDM groups,
Mm-hmm.
and we're allowed to have these bad boy. I mean, I don't think Card would have succeeded as well as they did if it wasn't for like B.A.P and EXO and stuff like that, because their sound is definitely not the mainstream pop. They're, you know, while yes, there are vocal tracks, that it also is very hip hop heavy because of JSIF and B.A.P.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's my final thoughts. Everyone should go listen to B.A.P, especially if you like any of the groups that we've mentioned, because you can definitely see a lot of parallels. I mean, without Dystopia, I don't think Dreamcatcher would have made it as far as they did, you know?
Right, yeah, for sure.
But anyways, we can do this forever. This could just be another 40 minutes of us talking about how great they are, how everybody
about them.
But that was our B.A.P Part 2. You know, it's a lot shorter than B.A.P Part 1. Definitely go check out that video if you're more interested in the actual lawsuit and what led up to it and what the ramifications were. Yeah. But I had fun. I like revisiting B.A.P because, again, if I had stuck with K-pop, I definitely would have been a baby, even though I would have definitely never accepted that fandom name.
For sure. No, I think you would like the baby fandom. They were more chill, honestly. But I mean, I think fans back then were just more chill in general.
I agree, yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of people would have loved B.A.P because I remember going to that concert and beside me was like this teenage boy, I believe. I forgot. It was a teen next to me. And obviously, because it's a teen, there's a parent there too. It was a dad. And this dad looks like he's buff. Like, he looks like he works out every single day. He looks like a tough dude. He got like a arm like tatted up. He has a sleeve and everything. And then he was just like, because they opened up with like the more like pop songs type thing, or like the more, you know, poppy songs. The guy's like, oh my God, it's just like a bunch of dudes just dancing around type thing. But then when they performed, did they perform Save Me? I forgot what they performed. Oh no, they performed Bang Bang. They performed Bang Bang. And then the dad was like rocking out to it. He was like headbanging a lot and everything. It was really cool. So I think the genres that and the music that B.A.P puts out, it pieces the whole crowd, honestly, especially for those who like rock and more hip hop type thing too. So, but yeah, give them a listen. And hopefully y'all enjoy this episode of the revisiting of all the other MVs for B.A.P.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right, bye.
흥건해진 밤이 분위기를 봐 우리 뿌린 party 걸리적거리는 윗도리 다리에 이 본능은 설레 나만 보는 설레 Let's get down with me 이거는 내꺼 맘대로만 봐 with it 난 흥이 좋지 실수들이 오늘 밤에서 평생 네 옷이